At Elminster's request, I sought out a purple dragon knight named Adamor. He told me the war had already begun, all over something called the Thread of the Weave. No one in Eveningstar knew what it was, not even the drow, and yet they were willing to burn the land to claim it. There would be no peace until it was found. I received my task. A family was being held hostage in a house deep within the king's forest. 2 knights had already gone to investigate and never returned. Now it was my turn. I could only hope I wouldn't meet the same fate. I entered the house to find one of the missing purple dragon knights, wounded and cornered by a drow priestess. The moment she saw me, she demanded to know where the Thread of the Weave was. I told her we could discuss it once the hostage were released. She attacked me without hesitation. I fought back and quickly gained the upper hand, certain she would surrender. But instead, she turned to the knight and drained his life before my eyes, restoring her strength in an instant. Then, she stepped back, calm, smiling. "If I see you again," she warned, "every hostage dies." And just like that, she was gone. This rescue would have to be done differently. The fallen knight beckoned me closer. He warned me that the priestess would sacrifice anyone to stay alive, even her own. If I wanted to save the family, I would have to move unseen. With his final breath, he spoke only one word: justice. I waited until the priestess moved deeper into the house, then slipped inside. One by one, I eliminated the guards and freed the prisoners, sending them quietly outside. I moved through the shadows, freeing every last captive without being seen. And when I was certain no one remained, I found her. This time, there were no lives left to steal. All that was left was justice. I was sent to the village of Deep Glen, deep within the king's forest, where the drow had struck without mercy. They burned homes, destroyed crops, and slaughtered the people. But even that wasn't enough. Witnesses spoke of something worse. Necromancers raising the fallen, turning the battlefield into a place where the dead no longer rested, but served. They worked together, strengthening one another, making this far more than a simple fight. If I was going to put an end to this, I would have to find a way to send them to the afterlife, permanently. The necromancer did not attack me at first, but instead demanded the Thread of the Weave. I told him to leave these lands. He only smiled, speaking of plans for the people of Deep Glen before slipping away into the graveyard and raising the dead around him. The night quickly descended into chaos as I scoured the graveyard for the other enchanters, cutting them down before they could raise more of the fallen. It was no simple task, and every moment lost meant another corpse rising to stand against me. But one by one, I silenced them, until at last the graveyard fell quiet once more. And in that silence, one truth became clear. If I wanted to drive the drow from these lands, I would have to find the Thread of the Weave myself. I found myself in a quiet tavern in Eveningstar, trying to make sense of it all. The Thread of the Weave. Neither Elminster nor the drow knew what it truly was, and yet Lolth demanded it. Whatever it was, it must hold power far beyond anything I understand. Lost in thought, I almost missed it, the faint sound of metal shifting near the fire. When I looked up, I saw something I never expected to find in this place. A warforge. A being from Eberron, sitting quietly far from its home plane. What could have brought it here? And why now? Since my departure from Eberron, the gatekeepers have managed to stabilize the portal, allowing more adventurers to reach Eveningstar. Among them was an artificer, drawn here by curiosity and the promise of knowledge in these unfamiliar lands. But there was little time for introduction. When I spoke to Adamor again, his news were grim. Anna, one of the captives I had freed, had been taken once more. I sought out one of the survivors, trying to understand why they would return to the forest after everything they had endured. The answer caught me off guard. We think we found the Thread of the Weave. I enlisted the help of the artificer, and together we made our way to the temple Anna had investigated with her friends. They believed that if Lolth herself was searching for the Thread of the Weave, then the temple of their own deity might hold the answers. Unfortunately, the drow had reached the same conclusion and captured them the moment they entered. Inside, we found prisoners, but instead of relief, they attacked us. I moved to strike back, but the Warforged stopped me. Only then did I see a glint of metal around their necks. They weren't fighting by choice, they were being controlled. Bringing the Artificer with me proved necessary. The collars on the captives weren't something I could break alone. We found Anna's backpack left behind and many more prisoners. The drow didn't seem that focused on the thread of the weave anymore. Whatever this place once was, it had become a pen. They were holding the people of Eveningstar, waiting to send them into the Underdark. We freed dozens of captives that night, but Anna, she was nowhere to be found. For some reason, they had taken her deeper. We pushed deeper into the temple until a voice echoed from the chamber ahead. What is the nature of your magic, and where is the thread of the weave? When we reached the main hall, I saw her, Anna, among the prisoners, a collar fastened around her neck, and when she saw us, there was no relief in her eyes, only command. The slave master ordered her to strike, to turn her newfound magic against us. We brought him down carefully, without harming the others, and one by one, the Artificer removed the collars. Anna was free, but as we turned to leave, a barrier of magic sealed the exit. The temple wasn't done with us yet. Anna stepped towards the drow barrier, shattering it with ease. There was no telling where this magic came from, but for now it was enough to carry us forward. Instead of leaving, we pressed deeper into the temple, determined to free whoever remained. At the far end of a ruined banquet hall, something waited, part drow, part spider. The moment it saw us, a barrier of magic rose before it. He was clearly displeased. We had disrupted his slave operation. Unfortunate for him, we were not finished. With the captives at our side, we fought back and brought the creature down for good. Only then did we turn back, making our way to Eveningstar. And for Anna's magic, Elminster would know what to do. The scouts reported throughout the day, each bringing the same warning. A major drow attack would come with nightfall, so we made our preparations. The plan was simple. We would divide their forces. I remained in the village with Anna, while Elminster set out to deceive the Spider Queen, leaving under the pretense of safeguarding the thread of the weave. We waited at the gates, watching the dark gather. Anna stood ready to use her newfound magic in the village's defense, while I thinned their ranks beyond the barricades. In the end, there was little left to do but to hold the line, and trust that our plan would carry us through the night. Once the first wave of invaders have been driven back, I left Anna with the guards and moved ahead alone. If Eveningstar was to endure, the drow could not be allowed to regroup. So I fought through the night, clearing the outskirt of the village and lighting bonfires to drive them back into the dark. By the time the town grew quiet, I pressed on to their stronghold. A voice called out from above, mocking me, certain of its victory. A drow, perched atop a twisted creature, yelled that no one could stand against Lolth's army. That night, I proved her wrong, but left no survivors to carry word back to their queen. For now, Eveningstar may find a moment's rest, but in my heart, I know it's far from over.